What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Kaguya-sama. So, last episode, we made some big progress, right? Courtesy of Ishigami, who made a big public confession to Tsubame, albeit unintentional, right? But at the very least, that part has, that ship has sailed. We now know that it's going to either dock or sink or burn and crash, whatever the case, it is in motion, right? So, looking forward to that. And then, of course, we still have our main pairing, Kaguya and Miyuki, who are still beating around the bush here, but, I'm still holding on to my thought that they will have some big thing happening to them before the end of it. And also, a lot of people have been saying that it seems relatively confirmed that there are going to be 13 episodes for the season. I mean, I'm not completely sure about that myself, but I think it would definitely make a lot of sense. I feel like we still have a lot of ground to cover here, right? In both storylines, and heck, there's still the sort of like campfire thing that Miko is going on about as well. So with that in mind, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, day 2 and the final day, eh? Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. 2. What? Is this... Wait, is this a reference to Take On Me? Aha's Take On Me? I feel like the... Hmm? Phantom Thief? Oh, and now is this... Is this like a detective... I think this is a Detective Conan reference here with the BGM. Right, with that saxophone and all that? Yeah, I definitely feel that this is sort of like a... Detective Conan, or I think in the West it's known as Case Clues. Lupin? Oh wait, or is this actually Lupin the Third reference? No, but this background music is definitely more so Detective Conan though. True. Oh wait, we still have the opening? Alright. No, I would have been fine just going directly into it. Yeah, I definitely feel like that was two references in a row, right? One was Aha's Take On Me. We even have the entire thing of entering into, like, a painting slash drawing slash whatever for Kaguya. And then I'm not quite like just hearing the background music for the second part. I definitely feel like that's more of a Detective Conan kind of reference in terms of the background music. The composer for that actually did a lot of actually did the music for some real life dramas as well. For some detective dramas, which had some similar. Is it detective or is it kind of like police? Anyways, like kind of similar. What's it called again? Taiyo no Hoero, rowing to the sun. Right. He composed the music for that as well, which had a similar vibe as well. So I definitely feel like, even though they mentioned Lupin, I don't think it's a Lupin the Third reference. I won't. I won't. By the way, the singer, I believe he just released his version of this on the First Take, a YouTube channel which does acoustic performances. Oh, Mhm. No, but she knows, right? She definitely knows. And this girl's like, ah, Kaguya, you are so annoying. Oh, her eye. Okay, what's gonna be made for her? A heart? Mm, I definitely feel like they're gonna make a big deal out of a heart, but it's not gonna be. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. And then, of course, here we go. They start getting more and more twisted. Oh, there's her staying compost. He's also gonna think of the heart, but ultimately, she's narrowing it down into a heart. Just make her a sword, Miyuki. Yeah, there we go. See. And here's the assist, eh? She's like, this girl, such a handful. Alright, what's gonna happen here? Hmm? Huh? Oh my god, these two. Mm, does she have? Oh yeah, she does have that heart thingy. No, there's definitely no. It's too early. We're only in the first third of episode 11. What about the onlookers? Oh no. Ishigami. Running away. Oh, come on, Ishigami. And Ishigami doesn't hear about this? Wants to say no, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's obvious, but I never would have expected the title to just be directly like that. Oh, so because this is the first actual like serious confession. Wait, that was the reason? Mm. Ah, really? Oh my god. Seriously? That's what's happening? It's Devil Kaguya. Oh, that's what we were talking about last episode, right? Well, okay. Oh, Chica. It's gonna be like something. Nope. What? Okay, never mind. Fujiwa's just being Fujiwa. And that's it. Oh. I can't be tied down to one book. Ooh. No. Good. Mm? I mean, Mika. I mean, she just wants to be popular, right? Mm? Really? Mm. Seriously? I can't really see it as continuing on after the even after the cultural festival. That doesn't really. Is that what's gonna happen? I mean, if it is, then I guess I'm kind of off in my prediction as well. Yay! I mean, this is bound to happen. Oh, and he's not using any kind of excuse like patrolling around, making the rounds, nothing like that. Ooh, yeah, straightforward. All right, all right. Really? That's what people would. I would have thought that for all the students here, there would be much more like, it's probably just the student council doing their own stuff. Oh, who's here? Yume Atenba. Oh, of course, it's an Ara Ara character. Ooh. why is wait, her birthday is literally January 1st? Really? Huh. On New Year's, eh? No, but I'm suspicious about this entire situation. Why is Shirogane being so calm about all this? Oh. I mean, it is the culture festival, right? I can see that. Let's go. She's being all embarrassed, and she's. Ah. Hmm? After time? No. Oh. All the stars are aligning! I'd like to know more about you. Hmm? Really? Things are going like... Right, why is everything being... Hey, hi, Asaka. Wait, what? Okay, okay. When are we gonna come down from the height? This is way too suspicious, guys. Oh, is this it? Is this it? I kind of feel like, okay, he's gonna say he got an acceptance into an Ivy League school, eh? Or something? Yep. What? Holy shit, that changes everything. But, you know what? I feel like he would be willing to delay by 1 year, right? Oh, of course. Of course. You gotta you gotta get all that hype and then bring it all crashing down. And I was like, that was way too suspicious. Alright, I'll see you guys after this. Well, now that was definitely unexpected. For everything that I mentioned up to this point, in regards to all the setup for the culture festival and whatnot, I definitely did not predict this sort of development here, which definitely changes a lot of things, right? But let's talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk a little bit about the Ishigami and Tsubame situation first. So, I guess kind of, sort of, as I mentioned, Tsubame is just thinking of other things. She doesn't really consider Ishigami to be a boyfriend, even though she definitely has some. She definitely holds him in good regard. Let's just say, but I'm not quite sure like what this ending, what the ending there was supposed to imply. Is it like more so maybe she's going to say, I want to understand you more, Ishigami, before I make a decision on whether or not to go out with you, so let's do some more stuff together. Is it going to be like that kind of an answer? I mean, whatever the case it is, I think that would be great as well, as long as it doesn't turn into some sort of misunderstanding situation, right? Because Ishigami himself, he's not, and he did not know that he actually already confessed, and I really hate these types of situations where one side is under an obvious misunderstanding. It just frustrates me to no end. It's one of those things where you're just like, ugh, I want to rage so badly. So hopefully it doesn't turn into that kind of situation. At the very least, even if it makes Ishigami embarrassed and all that, at least let him have the brains to figure out, oh damn, I actually did something like that, right? And quickly realize what exactly he did, and still continue on forward, right? With that being said, I feel like I still have to reiterate my point, right? I really don't see these two working out, even if they are, even if they do have feelings with each other or whatnot. I think one of the main problems here, beyond, just from a setting perspective, right? I mentioned in the past, from a setting perspective, I just don't see it working out, especially with Tsubame going to college in the next year, long-term relationships and all that. It just doesn't really work out, I don't feel. And then the second part is, I feel like there is a core compatibility issue. Not in terms of like, they're both nice to each other and whatnot, and that's great and all, but the main problem here is that Ishigami still lacks a lot of self-confidence, right? I mean, this has been obvious throughout the seasons, and indeed, I think even in this season, there was mention of that as well, right? From Fujiwara, I believe. So it just doesn't really work out that way. There's going to be like a lot of drama, a lot of problems, a lot of misunderstanding if these two actually do go out with each other. And it's not like Ishigami is bad or anything. It's just that this sort of like unbalance, if you will, in terms of their confidence and whatnot, is going to inherently create some problems here. So I just, whether or not from a meta perspective, where we look at it from a normal rom-com development type of situation, or, realistically speaking, I just don't see it working out. So, ultimately, even if it's going to be some sort of, let's just remain friends and get to know each other better, but I seriously doubt that anything serious is going to come out of it. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, maybe, I know the manga is still ongoing, right? So we could have any kind of deal. Hey, maybe in the end, like even to right now, his fate, Ishigami's fate, hasn't yet been decided yet, right? And that's also a possibility here. I'm not ruling it out. It's just that, for me, at least with Ishigami as he is right now, it's not going to be a healthy working relationship, I don't feel like. So yeah, I guess that's it on the Tsubame situation. Her response was kind of interesting as well. I would have thought that she receives a lot of confessions. I mean, they were always making her to be like this sort of girl who's insanely popular and whatnot. But apparently, this is the first time she's been really earnestly confessed to. Just goes to show, right? It's I feel like that's a tale much more. That's actually a tale that's actually often repeated in real life. Some girls which, or I guess guys as well, just because they seem like so perfect and so beautiful, so handsome and whatnot, and then people assume that they receive a lot of confessions and so on and so forth, but in reality not really much so. And so they're actually, there is actually a chance, right? And that's why, in a lot of real life situations, you're like, oh, how come that guy scored that kind of girlfriend, or how come this ikemen is having this kind of girlfriend, right? Like things of that nature. So I mean, I'm not really sure where I'm really going with this. It's just that ultimately in the end, surprised at Tsubame's this kind of reaction. Like, I thought it was going to be like she was going to be quite confident or quite sure in her own decision or whatnot, and not like acting like a maiden in love and whatnot, and having all this sort of consultation and so on and so forth. But I guess that also keeps it exciting and fresh as well for me, right? So moving on into the main meat of this particular episode here, right? I mean, come on guys, we all saw it coming a mile away, right? Things were just going way too smoothly. Miyuki was acting like way too calm about this entire situation, and Kaguya was getting way too excited. I was just literally waiting. When is the hammer gonna drop? Right? This is way too suspicious. Something's gonna happen. And here is the hammer, right? That Miyuki is going to the States 1 year earlier. Now, how is that going to change the dynamic here, right? How is that going to change not only like the upcoming episodes, but is that also going to fundamentally change their relationship here? Originally, what I was thinking is that their relationship would be pushed up into another level, but still not quite at the lover level, right? my thinking for this is that by the end of this festival, they've pretty much, even though they've been beating around the bush a lot, it would, at the end of this festival, they literally are like just one step away from actually becoming boyfriend girlfriend and entering into a relationship with each other. That's what I predicted at the beginning of this. Just because I just still don't feel that the setting is correct for them to have a proper confession to each other and actually enter a relationship, right? However, with this, the situation has changed. The situation has changed. I could totally see a situation where they do sort of enter into a relationship for just because of this, right? Like I said, the situation has changed, so it's more likely now that they can have something happen by the end of this cultural festival. Would that happen though? Again, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I personally, I feel like maybe next episode we're gonna have like at least half an episode of still being around the bush, and maybe Kaguya's like she's on one hand being like extremely shocked that Miyuki is going to states, but on the other hand is trying to act like everything is sure, great for you, right? You're achieving your dream and so on and so forth, and then try to bury her own feelings as well. For me, or I guess maybe it's also a possible, like I can also see a scenario where instead, like, they turn angry at each other in some way, and as stupid as that kind of sounds, but thinking about it, it is sort of like, hey, maybe Miyuki is caring about this more than Kaguya, and even though it's not really a fair comparison and all that, but you guys know what I mean, right? The implications here. So I could also actually see this turning into like sort of like a cold war between these two for like maybe half or maybe a full episode of this, and then like maybe resolving at the very end. That's definitely also a possibility here, right? But in any case, I'm just thinking right now, because with the fact that Miyuki knows he's going to the States a year earlier, like he already wanted to confess to Kaguya by the end of this year, right? Because he wanted to have at least a full year of dating Kaguya before he leaves. However, is this going to change his attitude in the point where, oh, I don't, like, we could go one of two ways, right? We can either go, I need to confess immediately, so to take advantage of the remaining time, or I need to let's just forget about this, because even if I confess now and Kaguya accepts, we literally have like, I don't know, like maybe half a year left before I need to go, so why bother with it anyways, right? I could see either scenario happening, and then depending on which scenario happens, we continue on, right? Is there a third option? Is there an option where Miyuki actually postpones this decision as well? I feel like it's kind of possible. I actually do feel like it's kind of possible, right? Like, even though this is one of his dreams and one of the things that he's striving for and working for, I feel like in this case, delaying it is justified, right? Because he would be skipping a grade, and instead of skipping a grade, there could be this situation where just follow it as normal, right? As you originally planned. Why deviate right now? You can still do more preparation. You still have things to do, and so on and so forth. I feel like this is a situation where Miyuki can convince himself that it's okay to act a little bit selfish here, because ultimately it doesn't really change things from the original plans, right? Could that also be a situation here? I do feel like we could be seeing that kind of an outcome as well. And funnily enough, it would kind of also tie into the Ishigami situation, right? Like, if the Ishigami situation and Tsumame situation is going to result in Tsumame saying, maybe we should just postpone this, postpone this confession, we need to get to know each other a little bit more. And then with Miyuki also postponing this decision as well as to whether or not to actually enroll in Stanford a year early, that would kind of create a nice little parallel here, right? Where they are both like having some borrowed time in order to really go through their feelings and their thoughts. So because of that, I could also see that kind of thing happening as well. So I mean, there's really lots and lots of different scenarios that we could go with. I will say, I will say, no matter which scenario it is, I have a pretty good feeling that ultimately Miyuki is going to postpone, right? Because he's either going to enter into a relationship with Kaguya and then that causing him to postpone his decision, or he's just going to postpone it anyways from right now, right? I mean, the fortune teller literally said that today is going to be like a huge turning point, right? So there's definitely going to be some decisions made here. And actually, if she does say this is a turning point, so does it actually mean they are going to enter into a relationship after this? Literally during the cultural festival? I mean, like I said, I can see it happening now because of this news, right? Because of this, I feel like the time is right, and the situation is right for that to actually happen. So I wouldn't be too surprised if by the end of this cultural festival they do confess to each other and become a couple. Yeah, I could see that coming now. I could see that scenario happening now because of this development. So I guess that pretty much is it, right? Well, man, that was definitely a big bombshell, right? I even with the sort of like enrollment, I definitely wasn't expecting him to be able to skip a grade and whatnot. That definitely came as some big shocking news. But I feel like I have a good enough grasp on this anime to say that that's probably not going to happen. I mean, just thinking about it like logically, right? If Miyuki literally leaves in less than half a year, we wouldn't really have enough time for more material, right? So even from a meta perspective, you could also look at it that way as well. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, right? So we will see next episode what exactly happens. I don't really expect any decision to be made in the next episode, to be honest. If there are 13 episodes anyways, then definitely next episode. But see, even if there aren't 13 episodes, I still feel like we need a little bit more time in order to get through the entire Ishigami situation and the entire Miyuki and Kaguya situation as well. So I definitely don't feel that one episode is enough to cover all of that. Not to mention we still have the Miko campfire thing, Fujiwara fandom feed, like we gotta resolve that somehow as well, right? And then Hayasaka, right? How can I forget Hayasaka, right? Woo! Hayasaka cameo, and she is putting up her idol act. I love it so much. The gap between normal Hayasaka and like energetic Galu idol Hayasaka, I just love it. You guys know I gotta mention Hayasaka whenever she appears. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.